Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody out in the world. I pray that everybody is safe and out of harm's way right now. I am coming on to you pre-recorded with John Hancock, John D. Hancock, a filmographer, a director. He did Let's Scare Jessica to Death, Bang the Drum Slowly, Baby Blue Marine, California Dreaming, Wolfen, Weeds, Steal the Sky, Prancer, which is one of my favorites, Christmas movies. A Piece of Eden, The Splendid Animation, The Looking Glass, The Girls of Summer. And we're just gonna go and find out who he is and what he's been up to all these years. And let's bring him in, okay? All right. Well, welcome in, Mr. Hancock. How are you
Yeah, I'm
doing?
glad to be here. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's been going on in your life?
Right now, I'm excited because, I made a picture, a Christmas picture called Prancer about a little girl and a reindeer. And I shot it where I live in Northwest Indiana near Chicago.
Okay.
And it's the 35th anniversary is coming up. So the area is very excited and they're having what they call Prancer Palooza in December.
Oh,
So
what's
we're organizing that, and Sam Elliott is coming, and Rebecca Harrell was the little girl who played the girl, and I'm
what?
kind of organizing where people will stay and the festivities. They're going to have a parade and screenings, and it's a big deal here.
That's awesome. I'm kind of jealous. That's my favorite movie, honestly. That's my
Oh,
Christmas movie every year. I can't believe it's 35 years though.
yeah,
Like,
is that strange? Yeah.
yeah, Sam Elliott is one of my favorites, favorite actors. And he doesn't age either. So like,
No, I know.
um,
Yeah. I'm so glad he's coming. I mean, I'm pleased, and it'll mean a lot to the people in this area.
yeah, he's a big between him and the little girl, that right there, they were the two.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that relationship between those two.
Oh,
Uh
thank you.
yeah. So what was it like filming that out there back then?
Well, well, I had never shot where I lived before, so and where I grew up. So that was extremely satisfying. I mean, to return to where you had been a fat little boy uh, and who fell off your bicycle, and then be the boss of a big film crew was heady stuff. And I really enjoyed. In fact, I loved it so much that I've made 4 or 5 more pictures here.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you said that so this is a redo on Prancer then? There's another movie coming out?
No, it's like an anniversary.
Oh, okay. So the Palooza is just
Yeah.
kind of coming through.
We're not
Okay.
making another movie. I wish we were. I don't want to do a sequel to Prancer, um,
No.
but I wouldn't know what they've made a couple, but that haven't worked very well. But
Yeah, no. No, yeah, yours was because I looked and I was like I didn't even watch the other ones. But I didn't know uh that there was so many more that were made. And I was like, yeah, no, I'll stick with my original. Thank you.
yeah,
No offense to everybody else, but that one is a great picture. Uh, but yeah, so has when you did the film, was the town involved in it or like as the extras
yeah,
or
sure. Well, we used, we had extras and people in small or medium parts, even some of them, and tremendous cooperation from here. It was like they were so glad to have a film company come, and it does mean money for the community, but also they just enjoyed it and really. Sam especially was very good with the community. He was outgoing in a kind of simple, not in a showbiz way, but just hanging out with businessmen in bars at night. And I mean, he made friends, and he liked the area. And actually, I think thought of buying the house where he stayed because he liked it so much. So he was a hit here just on a personal basis.
he's the new son, the town
Yeah,
son.
yeah. And the local Holiday Inn was full of women hoping to meet him in the corridors, and he had to actually move out of there because the attention was so
Wow.
much. Yeah.
Wow. That, man, I'm kind of jealous now. I haven't
you
been.
want to you want to be lurking in the corridor.
Yeah, at this point, yeah. Like I mean, that Palooza would have been really cool to go to. I wish I could fly out of Alaska at this point, but
Yeah.
just to get there. But yeah, that would be kind of cool. Like just to. So what else are they doing at the Palooza? You said there's a parade, and then is there like a bakery or
Well, there's screenings and you know, brunches, and they're I think they're going to have in Three Oaks, Michigan, they're going to have a walk of fame. So anybody who walked in the background of a shot or had a line or two is going
oh,
to have their footprints on the sidewalk, or on the, if it snows, on the wall next to the sidewalk, so like the Hollywood, you know, walk of fame. And
that's cool.
yeah, and I think they're going to pass out antlers to the people on the street.
Like
You know,
real antlers or just, the headband antlers?
headband antlers. We could. I mean, there's a lot of deer in this area. We could scour the orchards and get them.
Yeah. Or even like making them, because I know up here they make like little dog out of the antlers, just getting little dog pieces, bones, just making small saw out of an antler and then just passing them out pieces.
Really, we could claim they were
Yeah,
from the actual real Prancer, right?
yeah, like just something. Yeah, they have little dog. My dog, it takes him 2 seconds to do a huge bone, but this one it's like $8, and it's like about this big, and it's a moose antler, and it takes him a good year to get that thing done. So, uh,
Are there dog treats, huh?
yeah, like the
No.
dog chew bones, real.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, they do that with that, the caribou, all that. But yeah, just to save on antlers, you can file down some antlers and just have little pieces of it.
Yeah.
Like,
Sure.
oh, just an idea. Um, but yeah, I haven't seen any other of the movies back then. I read out a couple of them, but I know a lot of people know about the drum. Can't remember what the name of it was.
Bang the drum slowly.
Yeah, everybody was talking about that one.
Yeah, Bob De Niro and Michael Moriarty and Vince Gardina. It was a baseball movie that got wonderful reviews and did very well. It really got me uh, hot in Hollywood. It was, you know, it was like a big calling card. It worked. Right.
Oh, so did you come up with the idea and all of that, or how did that?
No, it was a much loved baseball novel by a guy named Mark Harris, with the same title, Bang the Drum Slowly. And so that helped the reviews because it was a lot of people's, you know, in their top 10 books they ever read. It's a wonderful book. And the movie was faithful to it.
Okay, okay, I'll have to go watch it. I like baseball, so. Um, but yeah, so, so how did you get into all of this? Where did you start
Well,
off?
I started directing in college and directed quite a lot of plays in college. And when I graduated, I went to New York, and I rather quickly did a play off Broadway that was successful, called a Brecht play called A Man's a Man. And that then started to get me jobs. I ran two regional theaters in San Francisco and Pittsburgh, and one in Obie back in New York. And then I got a grant from the American Film Institute to do a short. Um, the one I'd made was about businessmen that played touch football on Central Park, and it was called Sticky My Fingers, Fleet My Feet. And it was very funny. So that got me my first two feature jobs. I made a scary picture called Let's Scare Jessica to Death, and it got me that, and it also got me Bang the Drum Slowly. So that's what got me started in the film business.
Wow. Okay. How long does it usually take you to do a one film? Or are you doing like a million films in 1 year?
Oh no, I wish. Oh, it takes much longer than it seems like it should. I mean, you shoot 40 days, but then you edit for 9 months, and and then there's pre-production before you start to shoot. So I mean, it would be hard to do more than a film a year, but it ends up being like a film every 4 or 5 years. By the time you find something that and get the financing for it. I made a film with Nick Nolte called Weeds about a prison drama group, and that took me 8 or 9 years to get on. So that was unusual, though. But I mean, it was
That's a
a
long
long, grim period.
right. That's a long time. So what's
Yeah.
the process? I'm personally kind of new into the film industry and all that stuff. So like if you had any advice or like a process, what's the process of like from start to finish on the getting a film?
Well, it's probably the first thing you have to do is either find or develop or write a good script. Um, that's one way into it, or to make a short that people like, uh, which is not always easy. Uh, I've been I'm not teaching anymore, and I'm very happy not to be teaching. But I taught maybe for 17 years at Columbia College in Chicago, and also at Second City.
Wow.
And um, it seemed very hard to guide the students into shorts that people would like, and I'm not certain why. And it's part of why I'm glad I'm not teaching anymore, uh, because uh, just the things that they want to do, uh, I'm not going to get them a job, and
Huh.
I find it difficult to explain why that
Okay.
is. And you can't. It's very once somebody wants to do something, it's very hard to talk them out of a bad idea.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. Yeah,
I mean, it
because
raises issues of artistic freedom and all kinds of things in their mind. And um, the interesting thing about the American Film Institute is um, I came to them with a lot of really good reviews from the theater and a letter from Gregory Peck, and and Tennessee Williams, and I came with a lot of things going for me, and with the idea of a specific short story that I wanted to make. And they said, we'll give you a grant, but not for that story. So they performed that function with me. They headed off a terrible idea and were quite fussy about what they would approve. And I felt put upon by it. But boy, were they ever right, because the first idea I had was terrible. I would have fallen into that same trap that all my students do. But they at least had, because they were about to give me money, I listened to, they wouldn't have given it to
right.
me otherwise. So, and I ended up with a movie that was funny and people liked it, and that's got me work.
Okay. Yeah, I guess you kind of got to go with the where the money goes
Well, it's not. I mean,
and
not entirely, but I mean, you do have to consider the audience. You know.
yeah, the I've been finding that like in the algorithms with like TikTok and Facebook and all that stuff, like you could put out a good thing and very nicely put together short or whatever it is, and then nobody likes it. But then something stupid will come on, and then millions of people will like it. I'm like, what in the world? Are we
I know.
really that like
I know. I don't know how to explain that. Yeah.
yeah, me neither. And it's like, okay. But then yeah, then I was like, okay, I don't get it. That's a headache and a half. Like so I'm like, why would I? But I don't want to go that route. But if I got to, just to get recognized just a little bit,
Yeah.
just to be able to have that other stuff to be recognized, then okay, yes.
Well,
You know.
there's a tremendous element of luck in the business that
Hmm.
is often underestimated and inexplicable and very frustrating.
Oh, man, yeah, I can imagine. I mean, phew, yeah. So, do you have any kids or? a wife or anything that was helping you out?
Well, I have stepchildren, but uh, my wife of 48 years died about a year and a half ago, and she was my screenwriting partner. So she wrote. I mean, she actually wrote the version of Prancer that we shot. So she was a
Oh,
very valuable ally, a wonderful actress, and a really good writer. So Dorothy Tristan was her name, and she died of Alzheimer's after about 10 years of slow fade, which was
oh goodness.
rough. But I kept her at home, and I was a good husband.
Wow. I am so sorry to hear that. That's not a disease you want to have. I
No, and
mean, I've dealt.
it's so common now as people are living longer. I guess it, or I don't know what's causing it, but at any rate, there is a lot of it.
Yeah, I mean, I've dealt with a lot of people in the medical field with Alzheimer's, dementia, and just watching the families having to go through that. Not just the,
Yeah,
I mean, the nurses, and we all had to do all that with the patients, but the families, and then seeing and knowing, hearing about the stories of the person who is literally going through that, and then they don't remember anything,
I
and then
know.
just going back into a different. I'm like, wow, just how our brains really work, and how everything just goes. It's just so sad to see that, and it's hard on families. Um, I know my grandfather, like when I said his name, he was like, "Huh?" I was like, "Wait, whoa, whoa, uh,
Yeah,
uh, right, like um, but yeah, it's really bad. Like I wouldn't wish it upon anybody, like at all.
I felt
But
she was going to take me with
I am.
her. I felt she was killing me at a certain point.
Oh, really?
Well, not entirely, but I mean, it occurred to me that I would not survive her demise. You know,
Oh man. Yeah. So was she one of those that like went back to baby stage,
not
or she was violent, or
no, no. She wasn't violent. She was among Alzheimer patients. She was a dream, but there would be nights when she would just talk uh, nonsense all night. And I couldn't sleep because she was just yammering stuff that I couldn't understand. And then I had to teach the next day and drive into Chicago and drive back. And I mean, it was
yeah.
it was frustrating and hard and gloomy because she was had, was so smart. She remained sweet though. On the whole, she remained her her nice nature was retained through it all, and I didn't have as bad a time as. Well, first of all, she couldn't walk, so there was no chance that she would try to get in the car and drive off and get lost. So, um, but
Well, that's a blessing
yeah,
in a
yeah.
way.
I mean, it's an advantage and a disadvantage, right?
Yeah. Wow. Man. So now how are you feeling now? I know losing her and losing the love of your life is one, but I mean with the whole are you
Oh, I'm
relieved?
I'm good. Well, it took so long. I mean, I said goodbye over a 10-year period, so um, I'm not suffering now. I'm looking forward to doing another picture and other relationships, and so
Right? So are you gonna go out there and date again, or are you just gonna keep it
I am.
all
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay. I mean, why not, right?
Well, it's not easy at 85. I mean, age appropriate women tend to come with walkers and neck braces and uh, terrible, or with Alzheimer's, right? I,
Right.
I had a trip to New York where I dated 5 different widows, and one after the other was a neck brace or Parkinson's or uh, dementia or a cane or a walker. It
like one of
was
those, nope, not
it
again.
was like
No.
a funny sequence from a, it was the great opening for a movie, except it's so grim I don't want to write it.
Oh, you know, I think that one might be worth writing. That would be a hit though, in this day and age.
Right.
We'd all be, I'm like, huh, okay. Oh man, I have some people that I know up here that don't have neck braces, that don't have dementia. They're actually good people.
Well, yeah.
Not sure about the walker. I mean, we're working on that. I think I got all that. Honestly, they're the ones that gave me all my neck braces and walkers and all that stuff. So I, I think they're okay. So I think you need to come back up to Alaska.
I want to. I want to. I have a friend I want to go up there with.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely worth coming back up to. After 2020, everything kind of shifted. Uh, the animals are interesting, but actually the animals didn't even have anything doing. They loved 2020. Nobody was out there, so I mean we were all out in the mountains, but they were when the tour was were gone. They were kind of cool. They knew all of
Oh,
us.
really? They
Yeah, it was
came out of it. Yeah.
yeah, they were just like, oh, okay, it's you. We're good. But the tourists they like messing with. So, but they didn't feel so
Oppressed.
tensed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it was kind of a better I did notice that difference in there because I go to the same spots a
Interesting, huh?
lot.
Is it
Yeah.
still tourism is still off?
No, no, we're good up here.
Okay.
Yeah, the mandates and all that stuff, like the masks. I mean, it's like everywhere else. You
Yeah.
can you don't have to wear it, keep your distance if you want and all that stuff, but yeah, I did a rod was a very interesting time on that end. I was like, oh, people, yay, okay, like but that okay, bring the tourists in for that. But like I had a spot at Point Warrenzoff where nobody really went to, and it's a great spot in Anchorage, and um, so it was like a hidden gem for me. When 2020 hit, that's where everybody went. I was like, you know what? I drove up there. I was like, you know what? I got to go find another spot where nobody's at. Like,
Why
so
did they all go there?
because we were stuck in the houses. So
Oh,
that's
I see.
something we were allowed to do, go out. And as long as we were away from
All
society,
right. Oh,
the
that's
mountain,
interesting.
yeah, we didn't have to technically stay in the house too, like how everybody else, there was nowhere to go. But we
Right.
can leave as long as we're not around the people, the mountains, we
Did
are
it
on.
happen? Did it happen in the winter? When did it come on in the winter? I think so, didn't it?
I believe it was April.
Oh,
April,
okay.
April and May was the hit for 2020.
Okay.
And I dealt with the medical field on that, and that was fun. And that's where it really hit me with the people. But yeah, that up here it didn't hit. I mean, it hit us, but we were able to go out to the mountains and still relax versus still staying in our houses. A lot of people
Yeah.
did, but me, I went out. I was gone. Like
Yeah.
I'm out in the woods. Nobody's there. Can't catch it. We're good. But I did
Right.
catch
Sure.
it at the doctor's office. So,
Ha!
um, yeah, that was
Was,
my birthday gift. Literally on my birthday, I was like, great. That was fun.
did you have it bad? Was it bad?
Yeah, yeah. I have never. When they say it was like the flu, I what it. I would say it was like where your body aches, kind of like the flu, where you just want to be in the bed kind of thing. But honestly, that was the first time I thought I was going to die. Like
Oh,
that
oh.
was, yeah, I mean, I took the vitamin C, I took all of that. I had to stay in the house, of course, but but then I was sitting there thinking about how families, when you get sick with this thing, you couldn't look it up online of like, okay, what can I do? Because there's nothing. I was like, well, I guess it's me and you, God. Like, what are
Yeah.
you gonna take me or you're
Yeah.
not? But
Huh.
but the sheer fact of looking it up online at least to see, okay, what kind of medications can I take? There was nothing. We don't have any information on this.
Yeah.
and it's like, all right, well, right. So then thinking about the families where, like, if the mom gets sick, there's a single mom or a single dad gets sick and their baby, there's nobody else to take care of
Oh,
them. They
I
can't,
know.
what I mean, separation, that was hardcore. I'm by
Yeah. Yeah.
myself and couldn't take care of my laundry. Just imagine being in a family. So
Yeah.
that was a hard fact to
Yeah.
really deal with. And just families having to be separated and then, they can't come in, you can't get help to do it,
Right.
to help the household, but you cannot physically move. Like, so all your dishes are piled up, and then you can't physically move to go eat or whatever it is. It takes a toll.
Did somebody shop for you or what? For
Yeah,
groceries?
yeah, it was put at my
Or
door.
even outside the door?
Yep. Instacart was my best friend too. So like I found that out, and I was like, oh, and DoorDash. So I'm like, okay, so I live in a condominiums building, so like a million people were in the building, so I really couldn't leave the building.
Yeah.
Um, but they can come in, come at the thing. I'm like, look, just set it outside the door. I'll get it after you leave. Once they left, I, just opened it up just a little bit and then took my stuff in. My mom brought some stuff, from Costco or whatever, the soups
Right.
and stuff like that. But yeah, that was staying inside was kind of crazy for 2 weeks.
How long was it? 2 weeks?
Yep,
Yeah. Oh
stuck for
boy.
2 weeks. And I was like, thank God I'm in Alaska, that's for sure. Like, I can at least watch the skyline on my balcony a little bit over the mountains, but that's it, you know. Oh,
What a
how was
time.
yeah, how was it over your end?
Everybody mad at everybody about masks,
Yeah, same here.
maskers and non-maskers, and became a political thing.
So how did, I mean, did it slow down after that, or like they
Yeah.
finally came
Yeah.
to their
It
senses?
gradually dissipated.
Did you ever catch it?
No, I never have had it. I got vaccinated, and I actually, as we're talking now, I think I better schedule my next vaccine. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, grateful you didn't catch it because that's one you don't want to catch.
Yeah.
For sure. But
I've got a new project about,
oh yeah,
yeah, a screenplay that I've written with a friend named Marcia Broadhacker. Um,
okay.
I have a new writing partner, and it's about a New York detective who falls in love with a female serial killer, and it's a love story between them. So it's a thriller and also a true love story. So I'm very high on it, and it's getting a lot of heat in Hollywood, and I think it's going to get on. So I'm looking forward to
Oh,
it.
who are you? Okay. Are you do you have anybody in mind that you want to have them play, or is that hush hush right now?
Well, I mean, Scarlett Johansson would be wonderful, and you know, Charlize Theron, or
Oh, she's a good one.
yeah.
Yeah, she's a
Uh,
good one. That,
so
when do you think the movie will come out? Probably. Is this
I
another
don't
90?
know. I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to. I have a very powerful manager who's trying to package it now in Hollywood. So I don't know.
That'd be cool. I can't wait for it to come out though.
Yeah,
Nice romantic comedy or a
yeah,
romantic.
a romantic thriller, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
I like those. The
Yeah,
cop with the murder, the murderer or whatever. Like, ah, now let's see what kind of policies we can get through. Like,
yeah.
that'd be fun. Yeah, I can't wait to see that one.
Well, it's been good to talk to you. Is there anything else you want to cover?
Yeah, no, everything was good.
Okay.
Was there, anything, any way, anything that you have that people can get in contact with you or
Well, I'm on Facebook, John D. Hancock,
okay,
and I have a page called Filmmakers on Facebook.
filmmaker.
Film
Okay.
Filmmakers, Filmacres, like acres.
Oh,
Yeah,
acre. Okay, like the land.
yeah,
Okay. Okay. And we can keep up with your work on there.
yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Do you have any
Well,
books that you
there's a book about me called Hancock on Hancock by Michael Doyle, and you can get it from Amazon.
okay.
Michael
Def
Doyle, Doyle,
okay.
Hancock
Definitely
on.
definitely will be looking forward to that book too.
Okay,
I'll have to
I'm
grab
glad to
it.
talk to you. Wonderful.
All
Good to
right.
meet
Good meeting you too.
you. Okay, good. I'll see you. Bye bye. When I come
Bye.
to Anchorage.
Bye. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, look me up. You got my phone number.
Okay, that's
I'll be
great.
happy.
Thank you so much. All right, bye bye.
Bye.